Great. Hello, this is Sunil Sundaraj with njvarsity.rivals.com. I'm happy to welcome in Dwight Morrow, Inglewood High School football senior cornerback Ronald Thomas. Ronald, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations, Ronald, on a terrific career there on the football field. I said at Dwight Morrow, Inglewood High School. Had some time now to just sit back and think about what you were able to do there. Just what comes to your mind first, Ronald?
When being at Dwight Morrow?
Yeah, just on the football field. Yeah.
Well, when I'm on the football field, I think about all the hard work I put in, and I just my mindset is nobody's better than me, and I just gotta be that dog on the field, and that nobody's better than me, and whoever's in front of me gotta get it.
Yeah. Hey, being a senior, final year there at Dwight Morrow Inglewood High School, I said you guys had a lot to deal with, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, how good of a feeling was that when you got that green light? You guys knew that you were going to have a season, and you'd be able to finish it out. Can you just talk about that time, Ronald?
It was a great feeling, actually. We sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. No one wanted us to have a season, and I was helping the kids, telling them, yo, we got to stay in shape because we don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
whether we're going to or not. So it was just a great feeling getting that text from Coach Hoy saying that we got practice next week. Everyone was excited. I couldn't wait to see the guys. Haven't seen them since school. So it was a great feeling.
Uh, can you? I mean, of course, training was different this, last year. Ronald, can you talk about? I'm sure I've talked to a lot of players, a lot of Zoom calls. Can you just describe how the training was for you, personally, compared to previous years?
It was very different because I'm usually at the Parisi Speed School, and when the pandemic started, all of that was shut down. So what I did was me and my cousin Tristan, he's also a DB at Dwight Morrow. We would just go in my backyard, set up some cones, and I live right on the hill. So
okay.
Working on the hill, going in my backyard, set up some cones, doing some DB drills. And I have weights and stuff in my house. So I'll just go in my basement.
Yeah.
I'll just go in my basement, lift some weights, things like that in that nature.
Hey, talk about that first regular season game, Ronald. For you and the rest of the team, just taking the field, wearing the pads and jersey, and I'm sure that was an exciting time for you guys. That first game. Talk about it.
It definitely was. We versus Dover, and like just seeing another team with a different color on, man, it just made me excited, and I couldn't wait. We did our thing and we won.
Must be a pure adrenaline rush. I mean, it said after again, such a tumultuous time. As the weeks went on, and knowing that your final season there, how emotional was that? And then also taking that jersey off for the last game. Just walk everyone through that, Ronald.
It honestly didn't really hit me until seeing night.
Yeah.
Like seeing night when they just calling my name, I'm like, yo, this is really my last time playing on this home field.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when it really hit me. Like just seeing my parents, that night really hit me.
Yeah, I mean, for you and the rest of the senior class, I mean, knowing how much again hard work you put in, and the last couple of years, what did it represent to you personally to put that jersey on, every week, Ronald?
Being a Raider is something I'm prideful about. Coach Hoyle, he's prideful about it, and he puts that in our heads that it means something to be a Raider.
Yeah.
When we mess up and we got to do up downs, we hitting the ground saying Raider pride.
Yeah.
And that's something that means a lot to me, being a Raider.
I mean, it was very different, of course, with games this year. Limited family in the stands, some fans, but not the normal conditions we had in past years. How different was that? I mean, how were you guys able to just adjust to that and just sort of block that out, knowing that you didn't have that? You know how it is with the Friday night lights or a Saturday afternoon. You got the marching band, you got cheerleaders, fans. I mean, what was that environment for you? For you guys?
It was very different. It was something very different. not having my whole family in the crowd. I used to have a lot of support, but now I only get to have either my mom or my dad.
Hmm.
But it didn't stop me at all,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I'm on that field,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just didn't stop me. It was very different though, not having the band, just the scenery is different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I had to ask you that a lot. You saw a lot of teams across North Jersey, the state as well, get shut down. Games get postponed. Pushed back. How? I mean, seeing that because like all the hard again, the training, watching film, preparing for an opponent, and then sometimes not knowing if you were going to have a game. I mean, can you just talk about how you guys were able again to just focus on what you were the task at hand.
Well, when we were going in, we were supposed to verse. I forgot what team it was, but we ended up versing Ridgefield Park.
Hmm.
In the first 2 days, we was preparing for that team. So to come to hear the news from Coach Hoyer that we won't be versing that team on Friday,
Hmm.
after watching film and breaking things down, it was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But you just gotta look past that and look forward. All right, things got changed. Now we focused on this team. Whatever's ahead of us, we gotta focus on that.
Yeah. Uh, you talked about your training. I want to ask you that, from freshman year till now, uh, what type, as you said, I think Parisi Speed School. I mean, was that, what you every off season we do? As we know, it's 24/7, 365, Ronald. Once
Mhm.
the season ends in November and December, you're back at it a month later. Can you talk about, was that, I mean, just as far as your own training regimen?
Well, honestly, I think my mindset from freshman year to now has totally changed. My freshman year, honestly, going to Bosco made me realize that I wasn't as good as I thought I was.
Hmm.
And just being the younger guy made me want to like push to be better.
Hmm.
Having those seniors in front of me, them pushing me to work harder, it made me better. And it made me notice that what separates you from everybody is doing the extra things, not just going to practice and going to lifts. You got to go home and do extra stuff. And that's when I started doing that around my sophomore year, junior year type, going home and doing extra things, running, just the little things, waking up
Yeah.
in the morning and stretching, things like that.
That's good. You talked about Coach Hoyle. If you want to mention, any other coaches on the staff as well, especially on the defensive side of the ball, Ronald.
Yes, Coach Brandon, um, Coach Epps, Coach Markel at Don Bosco,
Mhm.
they've really helped me a lot, changed my game a lot. And without them, I wouldn't be the cornerback I am today.
I had to ask you, from non-public to public school, there's always that running debate. I had to ask you, just as far as being able to, make that adjustment and come over to Dwight Morrow Englewood High School. Can you just talk about that process, Ronald?
Um, Honestly, it was hard. It was a hard decision for me to transfer, but
Hmm.
it was what was best for me and my family.
Yeah.
And going to my public school made me realize that I could make it out. No matter where you go, people are gonna find you.
Hmm.
You gotta put in that extra work and you gotta work. And
Yeah.
the college coach is gonna come to you. It don't matter where you go, whether it's public, non-public, anything.
Yeah.
It's all on you at the end of the day. Because you go Catholic, you gotta do things at Catholic school. You go to public, you gotta do things at public school.
Yeah.
You have to get filmed no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So I think the Catholic school thing is a hype. It is hyped a lot.
Because of course with Catholic, the non-publics they can draw from everywhere, and the public schools it's a much different scenario. And like the fact is, a lot of these public schools they don't have the deepest rosters. But I've always said, you know what, you have some of the best talent coming out of the public schools because again, because the commitment to excellence and the fact that kids want to succeed and as you said, want a way out. They want to move up to that next level in college. Just talking about Dwight Morrow Englewood High School, the support from the student body, athletic director, administration, and in the town of Englewood itself. Can you just speak to that, Ronald?
Um, honestly, honestly speaking, I do wish everyone was a little more into it and more like supportive.
Hmm.
But we, as a town, we just got to get better.
Hmm.
We just got to get better with things like that. And yeah, that's it really. I just wish people were more supportive.
Mhm. As you know, it's just not about athletics, Ronald. It's academics as well. Being a student athlete, having to balance that out, being organized and having that time management down. Seeing that I think you had a 3.0 GPA. Can you talk about how you've been able to, handle that, effortlessly?
Well, my parents always preached to me that it's school first. Without school, you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
And so does the football coaches. They always preach that it's always school first. So that that really was put in my head. And with time management, things like that, I learned how to use time management, and that helped a lot with school.
So, as far as the college process, we're committed to Marist College. Congratulations. What does that? I mean, I just wanted to ask you, as far as the recruiting process, or just looking for a college, and then what made Marist College the perfect choice for you, Ronald?
Well, Coach Dembo invited me to a Zoom call.
Okay.
I just felt at home the first 10 minutes in.
Hmm.
And I just had that feeling in my gut, like this is where it's at.
Yeah.
And me and Coach Dembo would talk on the phone every night, just kicking it, little things, chopping it up.
Hmm.
And like it really, like, we clicked like this. The safeties coach there, Coach Cam, I seen his energy on the Zoom call.
Hmm.
I'm like, I could really see myself going here. It's close to home, and they was just showing the most love,
Yeah.
especially.
I
Hmm.
had to ask you is that now with Huddle and some of these other highlight, applications and everything, you're able to, put your highlights. I mean, incorporate that. It expedites the process as far as reaching out to the colleges and recruiters as well as coaches. I mean, how useful, how impactful has that been for you, Ronald?
Huddle, Twitter, it's all very important. Very important. You have to put yourself out there. You can't just think that coaches are always going to come to you sometimes. Coaches are busy all the time. So
Hmm.
you have to put yourself out there and post on Twitter constantly, show that you're working, show you're doing these extra things.
Hmm.
Um, Even if it takes retweeting the same your huddle over and over again. Check me out, coach. Check me out,
Yeah.
coach. I was emailing coaches every day. Check me out.
Hmm.
Check me out. Just little things as is Googling the coaching staff, clicking on their email, and just sending them film over and over again. I was doing things like that, so that helped. On
That's
top of my coach
yeah.
sending them my film on my
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
That's terrific. I wanted to just go back to football, and if you want to talk about your teammates as well, like some of your teammates, if anyone that stands out, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and just
Yeah.
what makes the game of football so special for you to play, Ronald?
Um, well, like you was talking about the teammates, I got Jalen. He's a safety. He's a
Yeah.
great leader. He helps with the defense a lot. We got a lot of younger guys like Tristan.
Hmm.
He's a DB, 6 foot, class of 2022. He's next up,
Hmm.
and he lives with me, so
Yeah.
he's working just like I'm working. So Veron, he's a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a lot you can say about him. That's just a dog right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and those are some guys that really help the defense.
Yeah. I mean, to
Defense.
see the guys like move on to the Division 1 level, like, I mean, how impressive is that? You see Jalen, you see Veron. I mean, this is a very talented, senior class, leaving here, Ronald.
Yeah, it means a lot because Englewood is known for people just
Yeah.
leaving and going to Catholic schools, and I did it myself,
Yeah.
and I don't regret leaving and going
Hmm.
because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But as it shows, you could make it out and go Division 1, going
Yeah.
to Dwight Morrow
Yeah.
and going to a public school. Like we have another kid, offensive wide receiver Ryan Fletcher.
Hmm.
Great, he going D1. LIU offer.
Yeah.
It's not just me, Veron, and Jalen. It's
Yeah.
Ryan, and we have a lot of potential in
Hmm.
the younger guys. I really do believe that players like Tristan Dreyer, Keenan Cheek, they're gonna go D1 because Coach Hoyle is a great coach, and
Yeah.
he will get them out.
Great. That's great. Just have a couple more, Ronald, for you. I can't thank you enough for the time. I'm just wondering, when it comes to playing that cornerback position, anybody on the college and NFL level that you follow quite a bit?
Yeah, I love Buda Baker. He's a
Hmm.
strong safety though, but I just
Yeah.
like how he could come down
Yeah.
and just fill in that space and make a big hit. and also be able to cover people. I like Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore was Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yeah.
I just like how his man coverage is in his zone. He's a dog too. Yeah, and that's it. I like them too. That's who I study.
That's great. Just wanted to go back to family. I know you mentioned your parents, also your cousin, Tristan, and if you have any siblings, and just what they've meant to you as, along this journey, before Dwight and Morrow Englewood High School and, of course, Don Bosco, but just the support you've received in general from family.
Well, one thing I always think about is my family all the time.
Mhm.
When even if it's me pushing them last 2 reps, just going in my mind is my little sister and my family in my head. So, and they've sacrificed a lot for me to be in the position I am today. So, family means everything to me.
That's great.
Mhm.
The final question I have is that being a senior, the fact is that leading by example, being a leader, that you were a freshman once, learning the ropes, looking up to the seniors. I'm wondering not only your advice for the younger freshmen, sophomores, but then pivoting off that, younger kids who are playing Pee Wee and junior football as well. And they're trying to figure out, okay, you know what? Am I cut out for football? Is this something I want to pursue? And I want to be, like Ronald Thomas, playing varsity football. What your advice would be to those younger kids and athletes out there today?
What I would tell them is that, like, honestly, it doesn't matter how big or strong or fast you are. It's really it's that dog in you. You just gotta have that dog in you, and don't ever feel discouraged about like your height or anything, because it really don't matter. It's overhyped,
Mhm.
and you just gotta work. You gotta work all the time. You gotta work. Football is a non-stop sport. There
Yeah.
is no off season.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Ronald, again, congratulations on outstanding career there at Dwight Morrow Englewood High School. Wishing you continued success, of course, at Marist College, and with graduation coming up in a couple of months, and hopefully you guys get an outdoor ceremony there. And looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level.
Thank you. Appreciate it a lot.